What up, everybody? Yes, I am back. We got another draft. This one is for the number 221 division. We made it all the way to the Star Wars part of this, and this is the Revenge of the Sith division. Yes, and we are starting here in a few minutes. Let's go. Let's see who gets in the chat first over here. Okay. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes, everybody. Shout out to Daniel Berry. What up, Daniel Berry? Let's get it. You know what? Let me go put a message just in the chat. Uh-oh. I was hearing a countdown. I don't know where it was. I have all the different slow drafts up right now. All right. I got the second pick in today's draft. Let's go. Jamie in that house. Shout out to Big Game James. What up, bro? Yes, I got the second pick. Wonder where Dave's going to go in front of me. Hell yeah, Gibbs or Bijan. You know it, bro. You know it. It's always a good draft. I feel like if you get one of those two guys to just start it off with your running backs. These damn running backs are so scarce. So scarce. All right, all right. Dave's not here, man. Dave is not here, man. All right, we got 1 minute. 1 minute. Yes, here we go. Let's see who else jumps in the chat here while we're kicking everything off. I already got my guys queued. We're ready to go. Shout out to Chase for liking the live on TikTok. Appreciate ya. All right. Let's go, Dave. Dave, just take Josh Allen. I know you want to do it. You probably don't have enough Josh Allen, right? Hey, King D. Shout out to the LBC. What up, bro? Just in time because we're about to smoke it up. Here we go.
You got perfect time. About to start a little puff give in this motherfucker.
Let's see if he has to think about it and take some time. G Money, what up? In a 10-man keeper league, Jonathan Taylor, good keeper in the third round. Yeah, for sure. He's a good keeper. I mean, without any other options. I mean, I don't know if that's your best option, but yeah, that's for sure a good option because he's a first round guy, even in a 10-teamer. So getting good value there. But who else? Who are your other best keeper options, do you think? You get anybody hella late that just seems like a steal? All right, pretty chalky at the start. Bijan, Gibbs, Chase, Puka, CMC. See where Brown goes. Puka in the first, Javonte in the 8th. Yeah, I'd probably keep Jonathan Taylor in the 3rd. I mean, Javonte in the 8th is pretty juicy. I wonder where he'd actually go in a 10-teamer because I feel like he's still he might be going maybe 5th or 6th round. So if you're only winning by 2 rounds on Javonte, I'd rather win by 2 rounds on Jonathan Taylor. Uh-oh, where's Thick Brick? Thick Brick, Cole, where you at? Tag him real quick. Hopefully he sees it. And Ace Bama, what up? Said, any advice, keeper league? Should I keep JSN round 5, Rice Town round 10, or Scat round 13? Woo! G Money's, I'm coming to your house, brother. Yeah, you already know. You already know. It's always fun around here. Dude, Ace Bama. This is kind of a shitty decision because they're all really, really good options. I mean, JSN probably going to be a first rounder, so you're winning by like 4 rounds there. Rice, I don't know where he would end up getting drafted. I mean, because he could be a 3rd, 4th, or 5th rounder, just depending on the league. And then Scat, he's probably like a 4th, 5th, or 6th rounder. So, I mean, I feel like you're winning the most by taking Scat in the 13th round. But I feel like I'm just taking JSN with that 5th rounder, man, and staying as top heavy as I can. You also didn't say how many teams, a 10 team or a 12 team? Because especially, I mean, it almost doesn't matter, 10 team or 12 team. I want to be the most top heavy that I can. Crispy. And Jamie said, we have exactly 1 month until Super Troopers 3 comes out. I'm excited. Bro, I didn't even know there was a Super Troopers 2 that came out. I don't know where the hell I've been, but I guess I'm still pissed that those dudes never came out with, remember Beer Fest? And at the end, they had like the Weed Fest. I'm still pissed that they never did that. And shout out to Chris for the follow on TikTok. Farva's banging Thorny's wife. That's funny. Sing it again, rookie biatch. Ace Bama 10 team, half PPR. Yeah, for sure. I'm going JSN to get as top heavy as possible. In those 10 teamers, man, you got to be real top heavy. It's not about the depth. Like depth almost means nothing because anybody can get depth on the waiver wire in a 10 teamer. So like, yeah, you got to get as top heavy as possible. All right, almost back to me here. Let's see. I mean, dude, all the running backs, man. Running backs like gone. Let's see, y'all. Damn, dude, Derrick Henry at the 2-1. All right. Man, you know what? I'm gonna jump for Chase Brown here. Let's jump for Chase Brown. Because I'd rather have him in the second and not miss out on him. I mean, I'm still gonna have very similar options here in the 3rd round. Curious where Dave goes. Even though Dave's not here, man, he's always sniping. Hey, Doug, haven't seen you in forever. Doug. And Tristan on TikTok, what up? Yes, this is Superflex. That's why you see those quarterbacks going a little bit earlier. And props to you for knowing what Superflex is, because there's so many people on TikTok, they're like, who are these idiots getting quarterbacks in the 1st and 2nd round? So props to you for knowing what a Superflex is. You're not one of these like rookie weirdos on TikTok. And Doug, you are a fucking savage, man. 4 bean burritos from TB, assuming Taco Bell's, the mayo on the side. Oh, you savage. And Cosme said Superflex is the best. You ain't lying, bro. I really don't like single QBs because, like, dude, quarterbacks like literally mean nothing in those leagues. And I don't know, man. I don't know how the most important position in like all of sports could like mean nothing in fantasy football. It almost that almost seems ass backwards to me. So I'm glad we got some Superflex peeps that are in the chat. And Noah said JJ obviously a dog regardless. But does Kyler raise his draft stock at all in your opinion? I feel like he does, because look at how bad everything was for him last year, and he still ended up being solid, in a handful of games. And like Kyler, we know that at least I would say he's better than Carson Wentz, right? And I mean, JJ did okay with Carson Wentz. And I would say he's better than JJ as of like right now. Will JJ get better than Kyler over time? Maybe. I mean, that remains to be seen. But I think that right away, Kyler's like the gunslinger that we want for him to have. And Tristan, I've done 160 best ball drafts this year so far, bro. You got to jump in some of these with us, man. I mean, these are only $10. And there's a $10,000 first place prize. And I don't care where you're doing it, DraftKings, Underdog, any of that. Like, dude, this is way more realistic to actually like win and get in the money than those platforms, because you already know how those guys are. It's like I don't know, it just seems impossible to win. But yeah, dude, just message me on Sleeper if you ever want to try it out. Only $10, and my Sleeper name is at FF Hustler 420. You'll see me. I'm number 2 in the draft here. And shout out to everyone who jumped in on TikTok. Anybody have any fantasy questions, feel free to throw them in. We're just vibing around here. Any 420 peeps, you came to the right place. And yeah, man, let's hang out and watch the draft. I do these drafts all the time, and it's always around this time as well. Jamie, he said Weed Fest was initially a joke, but then the team tried to get it going, but the studio never picked it up. I mean, I'm sure it was a joke, but like the stoners wanted it. The stoners wanted it. Hey, Preston, he made it. What up, bro? He said, I was doing a mock and got surprised by the defensive players getting drafted, bro. Yeah, so there is IDP involved in this, but there's only 5 defensive spots, so it's very, very easy to fill. And like, at least what I try to do, I make sure to get all my offensive guys and then a couple bench guys before I even dip my toe into the IDP water. I do feel like that's because like I feel like I know more players. And so like, even if I don't get some of the top guys, that I'll still be okay to build a well-rounded roster. So if you don't know a bunch of IDP guys initially, don't be afraid to like draft all your offense and then draft like a couple IDP guys, just to make sure that like you're getting some of like the top elite guys as well. And yeah, dude, what are you smoking on over there, bro?
You got perfect time. About to start a little puff giving this motherfucker.
Cosme on TikTok, what up? Thanks for the follow. And Ben, he said, thoughts on Javonte this year? I like him. You're getting him at a good value. I still get a little bit nervous about him because, all their money is tied up, with Dak and the wide receivers and everything. So I feel like no matter what, he's going to be a little bit of kind of an afterthought of the offense. But dude, if he can flirt with 10 touchdowns and like 1,000 yards and like bunch that up, nicely, just have like, he's gonna have a couple bad games, for sure. They have a pretty tough schedule, but as long as he could bunch up some nice games, I think we'll be good. And dude, I don't know what's up with Thick Brick. He was just like in there. I don't know what happened. Cole, where you at? What up, Cali Jam? What up? Jamie, no, I've never seen the Half Baked sequel. I don't know. I mean, because I almost like wouldn't. Like, it wouldn't be a sequel to me. It almost seems like it would have been like a standalone like type of movie, because it was so far apart. And Cosme, he said, waiting on QB, stacking RBs and wide receivers this year. Nice. In Superflex or in you said Superflex was the best, right? Yeah. I mean, you just don't want to get screwed. That's what it is. On the quarterbacks and Superflex, you just don't want to get screwed. I mean, I try to get like one or two, like one guy at least in the top 12, and then you just got to hope you hit right on those other guys. And Drula. So this is not a mock draft. It's a $10 best ball draft. But if you want to join, all you got to do is message me on Sleeper at FF Hustler 420. Tristan said, mine have all been on underdogs. I won quite a bit last year, but I'm down. Hell yeah, dude. Shoot me a message. Actually, I see I have not a new message, but yeah, man. I mean, that's dope that you won. I'm in Vegas, so I can't even play on underdog. That's what sucks. Tristan said, with IDP, I'm assuming Travis Hunter's stock is up there a little bit. No. No. Well, I guess I would say to the average, like, I would say to the casual manager, you would say that it's up there, but he's really not that good on offense or defense, So like, even though he like doubles up, if you don't get a bunch of like, points on either side of the ball, you're kind of just like a blah mid-level guy anyways. So, I mean, that's kind of what I think of like Hunter. He's always been like a little bit overhyped, especially for like I would say the casual managers who might not be fully immersed in IDP yet, like for whatever they just think that he is super like, valuable. And it's not. He's not. If he takes a step up this year, like maybe, but he doesn't get enough like passes defended or tackles, you know. And I can't see the name, but is this a real league draft? Yes, but it's best ball. So you draft and it's set it and forget it. So we do these in addition to all the other drafts that we do. And Preston says the burden hype worth it. Well, I mean, yes, but I also feel like it depends on how hyped, you know. I mean, in these kind of drafts, he's been going in like the 6th or 7th round. So I mean, I definitely feel like it is worth that amount of hype. But dude, when it starts getting closer to the season, man, we start seeing him drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Okay. And TJ said, you saved. You said something. No, dude, I actually just like I needed to go get a haircut, but like it was getting too long. And like, you know, when you just like shave a little bit too much off in like a certain area, and then it kind of just messes everything up. That's kind of what happened. And then I took everything off. We're just going with a little bit of the beard, and everything's just gonna grow back fresh. I feel like it's time to shed off, you know, shed some of those demons away as well. Crispy said Hendo's gonna have he said he's gonna have an open box with AJ there. I mean, I don't know about an open box, but definitely with AJ Brown coming over there's definitely gonna be more more or less stacked boxes, that is for sure. But there will be less stacked boxes than last year, that is for sure. And Inglorious Staffords, everyone should wait on tight end and QB this year. Well, I mean, if you're talking about, you know, the regular single QB leagues, like, yeah, you should never draft a QB early. There's actually zero reason to. But, you know, I mean, we're trying to get the super flex crowd around here. And for the super flex crowd, you know, you have to have 2 good quarterbacks, you know, at least 2 starting quarterbacks, you know. The good part of that is going to be subjective for sure. And Bernsey, Genty, Hampton, or Barkley. Probably leaning on the Genty side, especially with them getting, you know, a lot of help on their offensive line. But I don't know, man. Saquon, he like no matter what people think about Saquon, I feel like he just seems safe because like his draft stock fell so far compared to like last year where you had to get him amongst the top 3 last year. And like now you don't. Now sometimes you don't even have to get him inside the top 12. Like that's a great value. All right. I'm liking my draft so far. I'm glad I went quarterback because quarterbacks definitely fell off of a cliff. They fell off of a cliff very, very fast. Because just since I picked my second quarterback, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total quarterbacks, 8 total quarterbacks now off the board. Let me see how many total quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Woo! Glad I got my quarterbacks because my second quarterback would have sucked if I would have waited. So let's see how this shapes out. We still got 4 picks ahead of me here. Let's see where Brown goes. Kind of needed a second quarterback there. It's getting very thin. Getting very thin. Dude. Everybody except for Dave has 2 quarterbacks now. TJ said I reached on Burden in the 218, but that's only because I went Williams and Burden back-to-back picks. Okay, for sure. And Brown said I thought Kyler would have made it, bro. Literally 1 pick ahead of you. 1 pick ahead of you. King D was not letting it happen, man. Yeah, like dude, and just in between your 2 picks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks taken, out of 12 picks. Like, yeah, that's crazy, man. I gambled with the King and paired with St. Brown in the combo. I don't have her. I've seen. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I've. I don't know if I've seen Amon Ra and the King on any teams. That's for sure. Okay, let's see where Dave goes here. Feel like Dave got screwed a little bit on quarterbacks. I mean, dude, your best choices are like obviously the Rook or Bryce Young. Like, man, and you went Bryce Young, I probably would have too. And Jordan on TikTok, I'm in a keeper league. Do I keep Hampton, May, or AJ Brown? Are you is there any like rounds involved or anything like that, or you literally just pick one guy to keep and that's it? And is it super flex? Is it single QB? I'm assuming if you don't tell me, I'm just assuming it's single QB. All right. Zay Flowers as a number 3. Yeah, Cali Jam, usually opposite sides of the board. Yeah, for sure. Cause I mean, and even if like sometimes Amon Ra makes it to the second round, like Henry's not making it all the way back around to wherever Amon Ra goes in the early. Jordan said auction league, single quarterback. Well, since it's an auction league, I mean, are you keeping them at like a certain price? Like, how does that work? Yeah, you keeping him at a certain price? Because I feel like it's single quarterback. I mean, as much as like I like Drake May, I mean, I wouldn't keep him unless he's like $1 or something like that. So yeah, and it's either going to be Hampton or AJ Brown, and I feel like Hampton's going to be more expensive than AJ Brown, so I would just want to keep the more expensive guy. Oh shit, GG said his Bronny James worth the extension was given. Dude, how much did he get extended for? But no, he's not even worth a spot on an NBA roster. Jordan May was $1, Hampton was 25, AJ was 40. You pay an extra 5 on top of last year's auction. Shit. I mean, what's the total budget? But I think I want to take Hampton for 30. Yeah. Because you might be able to get AJ Brown for the same price, maybe even a little less. I don't know. It kind of depends. 200. Yeah, I'm keeping Hampton for 30. I mean, that seems like a really good price because I bet someone like him's going for 40 to 50. Like I bet because he's like a first round guy like now. So yeah, that's what I would assume. Shout out to Jackson for the follow on TikTok. And Preston said crazy, all that hype off of 2 games for Bird. And he said Adunze will be the wide receiver 1. I think Adunze is going to be the wide receiver 1 also. It's a lot of the coach speak. Like that's what it comes down to. It's all this coach speak where, like he was like the first wide receiver that this new regime drafted. And like, they're talking about how they're going to get him involved on so many different packages and yada, yada, yada. And that's what's like building up the hype. So I feel like I would much rather get Rome at the discount, and let people pay up for Burden. And VVS said, how'd you get May for $1? I mean, in single quarterback leagues, it's like if you're not a top 12 guy, like, I mean, there's a really good chance that you just go for a couple bucks. Jordan said, appreciate the advice, was thinking the same. Yeah, for sure, dude. And hit the follow if you have not hit the follow. GG said, who's the most overrated player besides LBJ, not worth the printed name on their jersey? Bro, I don't know. But, man, I've been wanting to talk about LeBron James and all this bullshit that's going on because I see too many people just still calling him the greatest of all time. Like, dude, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He never was the greatest. He is not the greatest because he has the most all-time points, because the last person who had the most all-time points was Kareem, and nobody ever called him the greatest of all time. And he had 6 championships. So like, I don't know. That's just, it's too ridiculous, man. Freaking LeBron. TJ said Adunze would draw number 1 cornerbacks and his foot injury making people nervous. Yeah, for sure. He's definitely, I would say 60 to 70% of the time he's getting that number 1 cornerback. So that's going to make things a lot easier for what's his name, Burden, either way. TJ said, and the head coach has compared him to Amon. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the head coach is like really stroking him off. Like, I mean, that's the biggest thing that I feel like is driving his value is like, dude, I mean, at any chance that he could get, it's like I feel like we're just hearing more and more about Odunze. Where do I go with this pick here? I know where I'm gonna go if LJC doesn't if you don't snipe. Yeah, VVS at SGA. I mean, dude, he's pretty hyped, man. Crispy said Larry Bird was the greatest. Man, Larry Bird's the man. And you know what's funny about Larry Bird is like you hear these stories when like people are coming out and they're like, Larry came up to me and was like, man, the disrespect of you guys putting a white guy on me to guard me. Like the disrespect. Like if he wasn't guarded by a brother, he felt disrespected. You know what? I gotta do it. Got to do it. King D said, LeBum James, so glad he's gone. Like, that's what's crazy is like, dude, like Laker fans who were not like LeBron fans that followed him to LA, I don't think ever liked him coming to LA. I said that LeBron James's tenure in LA was a failure by LeBron James standards. Am I wrong? I mean, they missed the playoffs twice, got swept twice. I mean, they won because of AD. Like it's crazy that the LeBron fans don't give AD credit like at all. It's funny. Just like they don't give Kyrie credit or D Wade. Like it's insane. TJ said, I politely disagree, old man. Yeah, I mean, Larry's up there. He's top 5. And I mean, he's still the last person to win back-to-back-to-back MVPs and like dominated the 80s. I mean, Jordan would have been getting going way sooner if it wasn't for Larry and those Celtics. And it's crazy because like people like, you know, if there's any kind of LeBron or like, you know, LeBron versus Jordan like GOAT debate, it's crazy how Jordan gets no credit for doing so much, but not actually beating the Celtics. I mean, dude, he was dropping 50 and 60 like on them with like no help going against the champs, you know? And so it's nuts. It's like that part of it is nuts. And GG, he said, I'm so glad he left. Okay, there we go. Another, I don't know if you're a Lakers fan or not, but another potential Lakers fan, like not mad that he's gone. And it's that people are sharing that that LeBron should get his stat. Yeah, dude, like that's stupid. You win one champ, like, because they're like, oh, but Shaq only played with the Lakers for 8 years. But Shaq was there for 3 championships. It was him and Kobe. You know, like, dude, for 3 championships. Like, I was thinking about it. Like, dude, in 11 years, that Lakers team won 5 championships in 11 years. Like, that's insane. Because people talk about LeBron going to 10 championships in a row. But, like, you didn't like if you lose more than you win, like that doesn't make you great. Like the Buffalo Bills are a great example. I know they didn't win one, but they got there 4 years in a row and faced like literally some of the teams that we say are the best ever, and they get no credit. So like, why would LeBron get credit for making it and losing all those times? And Gigi said, I was just telling my bro once LBJ came to the Lakers, we wouldn't have a true dynasty. I mean, because it always, I mean, you know, I'm not the only one. Like, I'm not even a Lakers fan. I just hate on LeBron because of how many, like, ever since he went to the Heat, I was hating on him because, like, dude, when you get there and you're, and first off, you team up with your boys who are like, I mean, D Wade was a top 10 player, like at the time. Chris Bosh, definitely a top like 20 player, like at the time. And at their positions, I mean, dude, D Wade, I don't know, he might have been like second or like only behind Kobe, like at that time, you know, and at the position. And so it's insane. And then you bring over Ray Allen, and Ray Allen, like, you know, totally gets LeBron like out of trouble over there with that shot. And dude, like LeBron's literally a journeyman. Like, isn't he going to be on his 5th team? Like, dude, that's a journeyman. If you play on more than 2 teams, you're a journeyman. Like, I don't even know if you could be considered the greatest of all time. Like, no one's ever going to call KD like the greatest of all time, right? Like, I mean, I think people would call Curry the greatest of all time before they would ever call KD the greatest of all time. Yeah, TJ said Bird easily top 5 all time. For sure, dude. For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that that's like, you know, I guess it's tough because like amongst the elite of the elite, there are like, you know, it's really tough. I don't put LeBron James in there. And like anybody who does, it's easy to push Larry Bird out of there. But nah, man, Larry Bird's definitely top 5. Definitely. And Magic has to be up there too as top 5 because just those two guys in the 80s, like, man, I mean, NBA wasn't even televised live when they were first getting in there. Like, I mean, they were like the first step of like taking the NBA to the next level. And then Michael Jordan, like, definitely like took the reins and then took it from there. Jordan versus Bird was still awesome video game, dude, for sure. And that would like you know, that Michael Jordan, I think it was that game. And then they skipped over NBA Jam and all those other games. He became part owner of NBA 2K. That's why he was in it, because they gave him part ownership stake. And he was like, all right, but I got to be a 99. They're like, done. And Crispy said Larry was good. And any level, it said assist, 3 points, talking trash, playing with the broken back. I mean, yeah, dude. And like back then, you couldn't be a wimp. Like that's, you know, you couldn't be a wimp because like pride meant almost as much as winning, like back then. And that's what's crazy is like, nobody cares about winning now because everyone's hella rich. They're all hella rich. So, I mean, I get it. You ain't hungry no more. It's like, fucking, what's his name? Like Tyrese and Too Fast, Too Furious. We ain't hungry no more. Where do I go with this pick here? Oh, jeez. Looking for something. He got drafted a while ago. You know what? This one's tough. You know what? Let's just get Michael Wilson there. And TJ says Sack was also the most overpowering center of all time. Dude, I mean, you you literally had to foul him before he could get over half court, because if he got over half court, there's a chance that he's just gonna smash on your dude. Pause. He's gonna just slam on him and get a foul. I mean, he might not make the shot, but just like getting the fouls, you know. And Nick Von B, what up? He said, hey, evening, buddy. He said, I'm gonna settle down for now. Puff pass. And he said, I'm torn on my first pick. Don't worry, man. It all depends on where you go. And he said I could pick up Hampton. He's there, but not sure Scat. I mean, I'd go Hampton over Scat. That's for sure. It's for sure. And GG on TikTok said, mind you, said if we would have gotten the Lakers 3 chips, I'm not even talking about a 3-peat. Yeah, I mean, dude, 8 years is a long time to be there. It is a long time to be there. And I said I'd call Rodman the greatest of all time before LBJ. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know, no one's calling Rodman the greatest of all time, but greatest rebounder of all time, and it's not even close. You know, I mean, dude, just when you hear him talk about rebounding and the science that was going behind it, now he's like literally counting the rotations of people, you know, the times that the ball rotates, like in people's shots, like, dude, just next level. Hey, shout out to Minnesota Marty. What up, bro? GG said I call Muggsy Bogues the greatest of all time before LBJ. Dude, Muggsy was the man. Like, dude, being that small and being able to just hold your own at all is insane. Marty said Argentina versus Egypt today was insane. Bro, I did not watch. But I believe it, man. The round of 8 getting crazy. VVS said Kevin Garnett got to be talks for the top rebounder too. For sure. I mean, when it comes to power forwards, I think KG, like, I don't know if he's going to be the greatest of all time because I still feel like that's like Tim Duncan for like the power forward. But I guess like, I don't know, like Tim Duncan, like for like today's standards is like a 5, like not a 4, you know? So I guess it just depends on, you know, where you put him at the 4 or the 5. But like, dude, I feel like outside of like Rodman, Duncan, like, dude, I'm even trying to think like who else should be up there with like KG because he definitely has to be one of the greatest. And he said, "Oh, Duncan for sure." Yeah, I mean, Duncan's got. I mean, you know, he's Mr. Fundamental. He's got all the awards. He's got all the championships. And like for as long as he did it, getting those championships, like, dude, like they were never not good. Like when Duncan was there, like that's crazy. They were never not good. They were always good and in the mix. Barkley for sure. And dude, it's crazy that Barkley dominated at the 4 and he was like what, like 6'4, 6'5. Like that's also like insane, you know, when you think about that. Like, I mean, Rodman, he's like 6'9, 6'10. Duncan, same thing. You know, LeBron, like same thing. But like, dude, Barkley at 6'4 or 6'5, whatever he was, to be able to hold his own, you know, at that power forward position. It's insane. Marty said, I never got to watch Michael play live. And he said, and the league is softer, no doubt, but I got LeBron top 5, no doubt, when it came down to the 3-1 against. Yeah, but see, like, here's the thing. Everybody says, and not everybody, but when it comes to that, like, argument of LeBron James beating the Warriors, best team ever, they were not the best team ever. You know why? They didn't win a championship. Every team that was great that Michael Jordan played, the 50-win teams, the 60-win teams, it didn't matter because they weren't a 70-win team. Like they weren't the greatest of all time. You know, like those Warriors teams were stacked. But like, come on, man. Draymond getting ejected for game 5. I mean, come on, man. Like, you can't tell me that like LeBron just won it without like politics like coming into play and without the league like wanting it to happen. I mean, LeBron James, all-time scorer of all time, right? But like, how come Jordan, who's not the greatest scorer, not the most all-time scorer of all time, how come he has like 100 and something more 40-point games than LeBron? You know, it's like a lot of these longevity stats, like, you know, they're great, but like, is anybody going to say that Darren Sproles is one of the best running backs ever? But like, if you go look at his stats, like his stats are insane. Like people won't even say that Frank Gore is like is like top, you know, at the position, even though like when it comes to all his stats and longevity, like he's there, you know. It's like LeBron like gets the goalposts like moved for him specifically. Mari said you need to watch highlights, man. Seriously, he was that good. Said the full highlights, not just the short ones. Who are we talking? I mean, we all know LeBron is good. And the highlights only show the good, not the bad. VVS said Rodman was 6'7", which is even crazy. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Because I'm thinking he's 6'9" or 6'10". And him just being that good at rebounding, it makes the it makes the story grow. It makes the story grow even more. Where are we going to go with this pick? And Nick Von B said Worthy from the Lakers or Pippen from the Bulls were always great players when it came to basketball. You could always watch them and trust them. Kareem, yeah, for sure. And he said you could always put him under the basket. Yeah, and I mean, dude, that sky hook that Kareem had, unblockable. Like, dude, you could not block that move. Nobody could. Might be one of the most like it's like Michael Jordan's fadeaway and Kareem's sky hook. It's like you cannot block those. Unblockable. You know what? Let's get another running back here. And Marty said, I agree. The Bulls teams were better, but did Michael beat a better team than that? I mean, see, that's the thing, man. Like it depends on the rules because a lot of those teams that Michael Jordan beat in the championship would destroy teams like the Warriors because the Warriors, like their biggest enforcer is Draymond Green. Like, think about that. Like, their biggest enforcer is Draymond Green. So if you play by 90s rules, they're getting blown out of the water. You're getting hand checked at the 3-point line, you know? So, like, it just wouldn't be the same. And, like, if the Bulls were playing now, when you could literally, like, you can't play defense, Jordan is averaging 50, like, against teams like that. Like, he averaged 37 in the 80s, like, averaged 37 in the 80s in his third season. You know, like, we just got to think about that. Like, it's just like, it's not the same. Like, the thing that the Warriors did that LeBron could never do is build homegrown talent. LeBron's never built homegrown talent. Jordan built homegrown talent because he made Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. I mean, Dennis Rodman was already good before he got there. But, like, let's remember, nobody wanted to mess with Dennis Rodman because nobody could control him. Michael Jordan was so good that he just controlled him, that he was able to control him with his greatness. And TJ said the title went through Chicago in the 90s. Everyone in the league knew they had to beat Jordan. Right. And see, like, that's the thing. Like, you can't, like, Jordan was the best. So anybody saying, like, he didn't beat a team as good as the Bulls, that's irrelevant because he made his teams the best. If LeBron was the best, he would not be the underdog every single time that he's gone into the championship. He's always the underdog, always, because he's not that great. And they're building these manufactured teams that could only, like, last for a couple years and then they fully disintegrate. VVS said he made Steve Kerr. It's so funny. Like, Steve Kerr was like, yeah, you guys remember that game? He was like, we're in the huddle. And Mike is like, you know what, Phil? I can't handle this pressure. Like, I need to pass it to Steve. Like, Steve is the only one who can handle this pressure. And, like, Michael Jordan is, like, dying laughing, you know, like, and if I was Steve Kerr, I would remember it the exact same way. Like, Michael Jordan said, I need to pass it to Steve because Steve he's got the cojones. Oh, okay. Mario said, no, the soccer game. Okay. Okay. Just need to watch the highlights of the soccer game. Okay. I believe it. I'm sure I'll see some on social media because, dude, I mean, we're seeing these World Cup clips everywhere. Crispy says started to take Kroski. I mean, it's not that bad when you're taking him as, like, one of your top bench guys. You know, like, I definitely don't want to take him as a starter, you know, or inside my top 10. But, dude, get him in the 12th round. I don't feel bad about that. And right, VVS, like, if I was Kerr, I wouldn't remember it any other way. It's that Mike said that that I had the balls of steel to, like, take the shot and make the shot. TJ said Pistons would knock the fuck out. Dude, I mean, see, like, I don't get how the Pistons don't get any respect. Like, from that era, like, dude, like, they were so good. I mean, what didn't they make it to 3 finals, like, in a row and won back-to-back championships and held Jordan down for, like, 3 years? And dude, it took Jordan, like, getting in the gym for those, like, 3 years. Because even that first time, they still lost with Scottie Pippen, you know? Like, it took Jordan getting to the next level. Crispy said Dave's on coke. Wow, he's treating his nose to some coker. No way. Marty said they were down by 2 with 15 minutes in the game. That's insane. And they scored 3 to win it. Or, I mean, scored 2 and then maybe in the extra minutes. Dude, and Marty, I found out where the extra minutes come from. It's the stop time. I heard him talking about that yesterday. So it's 90 minutes plus the stop time. So I think throughout the entire game, they're keeping track of that stop time somewhere is what it is. VVS said he'll for sure split carries with Rashad White. Yeah, definitely. And dude, I mean, Rashad White might end up being the 1A, right? I mean, it's kind of tough to even think about that because, like, JCM did so good last year. All right, you guys getting a little IDP crazy. Gonna have to dip my toe into the IDP waters here. I got Dave right after me, so it's always tough with him. All right, I know where we're going. We're going Quincy, baby. VVS, a Washington organization, so high on JCM. I mean, they better use them like they are. And Marty said, what's the stop time? Like when people flop? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep. TJ said Rodman, Lambeer, and Oakley were straight thugs. Dude, I mean, Lambeer, like, he might not have been able to play in, like, like today's, like, NBA, because, like, you think about his skill level and, skilled enough to be a big man in the NBA, but, like, dude, just being the enforcer the way that he was, like, I mean, like, NBA is too weak for that now. Like, they just wouldn't have it. Crispy said, like, that boring shit's not long enough. And Brown said JC wasn't bad all last year. No, I mean, dude, at the end of the year, I mean, came through for sure, especially week 17. Like, that's for sure. And Marty said, Crispy, I watched a 120-minute game, went 0-0 to a shootout. Bro, dude, 2 hours and no scores. That's tough. Hey, Evan in the house. What up, bro? Brown said the O-line was, and the hype. He said people expected him to be top 10 off the rip. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, you know me. I'm always usually taking the other end of the spectrum when it comes to that, like, insane hype. And VVS said, dude, I swore I was following you, and I shot you a text the other day about some advice on TikTok bugging. Did you? It might have went to my. I mean, it's so tough for me to keep up with the TikTok DMs, and man. But yeah, if you ever go to 420crew.com, if you go to Patreon, I mean, that's always the way that you can hit me up. It's definitely the better way. And Evan said, who's your biggest buy? What's your biggest buy-in you've ever done? Biggest buy-in, probably, well, see, $600 league was probably my biggest single buy-in. But like last year, for example, in this tournament, I played in I drafted over 100 teams. So I mean, that's over $1,000. I mean, it was, I didn't win $1,000 back. So I donated a lot. My teams were so good in week 16, and then they flopped in week 17. It was bullshit. Jesse said, if you had to choose what pick you want in a draft 10-man, first, I always want first. You know why? Because you get the highest number 1 pick, and then you get the highest number 3. Like, and no matter what, you gotta be correct with how you hit. But more championships come out of the number 1 spot than any other spot. And it's because you get in a 10-man league, you're the only one who gets 3 picks inside the top 21 picks. So like, that's where the advantage comes. And DM Fresh said, who takes a QB round 1, bro? You're just showing your rookiness, man. You don't know about Superflex leagues? Come on, bro. Come on. You're showcasing that you're a fantasy rookie, bro. Come on. Don't do that. Evan said, who should I pick round 3 and 4 at the turn? I mean, it depends on who's there. I mean, I have no idea who's going to be there, but I would probably, if you have like see, it depends on what pick you have. You said the 3-4 turn. So I'm assuming you have, like, if you have the number 1 pick, no, you'd have the number 10 pick. I don't know. I'd probably be looking running back and wide receiver at that point, though. Crispy said, that's like going to the club and watching your friends not score. But if you score, what's the difference? Marty said, it's like going to the club and it's only dudes there. Yeah, that's probably a better analogy, when you literally have no chance. Well, no chance for, us to score. There could be some other guys with some other point of views, but Celtics said guy at 12 got him on Raw at a great value just to pair with Henry. Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, and what he said was he's never seen anybody with that combo, so that's what he's trying to get. 850 Sunny said, why Bijan over Gibbs at number 1? I mean, Bijan has been going over Gibbs at number 1. I mean, I don't know. I can't really tell you. But I'm always taking Bijan over Gibbs given the choice. Zach said, how do you even keep track of all these best ball leagues? Well, the thing is you don't have to keep track of them, because like in best ball, you don't have to manage anything. You draft and then it's set it and forget it. So I like literally just checking scores. And then at the end of the season, I mean, I'm the one hosting this whole thing. And at the end of the season, you have to be in the top 4 to make it to the tournament playoffs. And then I know there which teams of mine have made it and which ones I need to track during the playoffs. VVS said you literally couldn't go wrong with either pick. No, for sure. I mean, I don't think I guess for me, I'm there's so many other things that I would want to focus on versus Bijan over Gibbs, because you're lucky to get a top 2 pick either way. And if the only way that one is going to be so extremely better than the other is if one gets injured, that's really what it's going to come down to. If both guys stay healthy, I bet both of them finish in the top 2. Dude, I mean, they're going to be the workhorses of their respective teams and getting an insane amount of pass work, an insane amount of TD opportunities as well. And Yvonne said, why are you drafting right now? Well, Yvonne, what we're doing right now, it's called the best ball draft. And to the casual managers who are kind of just playing in the home leagues and stuff, I don't really expect you to know too much about this, but I'm glad I can educate you today. Best ball is usually a low stakes buy-in with a really high type of with really high prizes. So for this one, it's a $10 buy-in with a $10,000 first place prize, and there's no management. You draft and it's set it and forget it. And I don't know if you've ever, I mean, I don't really need to advertise for Underdog or DraftKings, but there's billion-dollar companies out there that have been hosting drafts since February. I'm just doing my own thing independently and hosting big tournaments like they do as well. All right, who are we going to go with this pick here? All right, you know what? We'll get Crispy's favorite quarterback, who I do think is going to end up starting, Mr. Deshaun Watson. Yes, letting Ivan know. It's an addiction. It definitely is, man. It definitely is. It's an addiction, man.
I seen him.
TJ said you figure out who your Daniel Jones QB you dislike that's probably going to hit this year. Deshaun Watson. Dude, if I'm able to get him 15th, 16th, 17th round, I mean, that's why Daniel Jones was good last year. Because when you had to start drafting him in the 7th, 8th, 9th round, he really wasn't that good. You got the great value, and if you're not getting the great value on him, he really wasn't that great, especially because he ended up getting hurt at the end. So even the teams that I had him on, he ended up screwing over my teams because he got hurt. And VVS, so what kind of tight ends are left? Well, see, there's still a lot of tight ends that are left. I mean, Hunter Henry, AJ Barn. I mean, no, there's really not. Juwanna Man Johnson, Sadiq, Schultz, Freiermuth, Hawkinson, Otten. I mean, I'm just reading off the list, not even guys who I would necessarily not in any kind of order. Chig, Helm, Gesicki. I mean, all the guys, all the good tight ends are gone. Yeah, and in this tournament, there's no specific tight end spot. There is, I changed it to a flex. So you can start a tight end, but you're not required to. And VVS, there's some startable ones. Yeah, definitely. And some guys who would make it into the rosters. TJ said, I love the Val Venus music for Watson. It's perfect, right? And is that Kelsey? What up? What up? We'll just call you Special K. I traded my first, second, and third last year, but I got Josh Allen, AJ Brown, Rashee Rice, Ken Walker, Bucky, and George Kittle as my keepers. Nice. Nice. Hey, Big Country, what up? He's a good old Massage Watson, right?
Hello, ladies.
The Big Baloski. Evan said I'm a big Bengals fan, which sometimes make me reach on some players. Does that happen to you? No, because I'm not affiliated with any kind of specific team fandom anymore. I used to be a Chargers fan, but when they left the way that they did, in 2017, 18, I can't remember, whatever the year that was, I just became a free agent at that point. And no, so I have no alliances to any teams. I have the alliance to my fantasy football teams, because when my fantasy football teams win championships, I win money. If the Chargers, they're never going to win, but if they did, I mean, I'd get nothing for it. I'd get nothing. And also, you ever seen The Bronx Tale? I feel like ever since I saw that movie, it made me just think differently about like fandoms towards like teams, you know, because these teams don't give two shits about us, you know, they really don't. I'm not saying that like, you know, they need to like do stuff for us or anything, but I mean, it is, you know, these guys aren't gods. These guys aren't superheroes, you know. And VVS said Deshaun had such an unfortunate career. Turned Deshaun on Houston was something to remember. Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm still amongst the conspiracy theories amongst all that the owner had a lot to do with all of this. Not saying that he wasn't doing things that he wasn't supposed to, but that owner, like when all that drama started happening, like that was not a coincidence that all of this happened. And I think that's the tough part for like me when people hate on Deshaun is like, yeah, he's done a lot of bad stuff, but a lot of people have done a lot of bad stuff. But I really feel like that the owner is the one who made everything come to the forefront with his lawyer buddy. Yeah, it's gonna get interesting here. Because we're getting to the part where it is all ugly. It is all bad. And you guys are in trouble because I'm filling up my queue right now. Anytime I fill up my queue, you guys are in trouble. Man, you suck, Dave. Because I was totally like Jennings and Spillane. Those were the two guys that I wanted to draft. And I'm like, who is he more likely to draft? You might need a wide receiver more than a linebacker. So I took Jennings, and then you take Spillane. Oh, man.
You bastard.
And 850 Sunny, I'm going to take Kyle Pitts at the 10-1. I mean, that's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick if you may. Oh, at the 101. Now get out of here. Get out of here. No, you're not. Not if there's actual money on the line. You ain't. If there's no money on the line, yeah, sure. I've seen people do crazier things than that. And VVS usually draft with the same couple people as usually all new league mates. Well, there's definitely a handful of people who have done a lot of drafting. So, like just in this draft, for example, Dave, he's been in like 50 drafts. I've been in like 100. LJC, I feel like he's at like 10. Big Paps, he might be at like 15 or 20. K2, I feel like is over 100. Brown is probably over 100. King D, I know, is in double digits somewhere. I don't know where. Crispy's over 100. Stoner, he's probably in like 20 or 30 at this point. Thick Brick, he's a TikTok guy who found me on TikTok this year. He's probably in like 20 or 25. Huge Ass, I know, is in like, you might be pushing 50 or 60. And Cali Jam, I know, is in like 80 or 90. This is draft number 221. This is draft 221. So there's definitely DJ said, but Crispy sucks. So there's definitely a bunch of people who draft all the time, but I'm always trying to get new people in. you know. I mean, every single day, you know, when I'm doing these drafts, we're trying to get people to, you know, come in from TikTok. I'm always posting on Facebook, trying to get new people in. So the goal is to keep getting more and more, you know, people in, but it's like a community within the community as well, because like there's a handful of people that are drafting very, very often. And VVS, so that's cool. You say pretty familiar with your league mates and you know who they like. Well, yeah, I mean, once you do like a handful of these drafts, you know, like you'll notice the tendencies. And I know that there are some people who like, you know, change things up. I mean, with the best ball drafts being only $10, I know there's people who try different things all the time. I mean, Cali Jam specifically, he got the 12th pick and he got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he took Derrick Henry specifically because he was like, I don't think anybody has this combo. And like, you know, like that's kind of what makes the difference if you got different combos out there. I mean, it always you know, you're going to need any kind of luck. You know, you're going to need some kind of luck no matter what to win a tournament like this. But yeah, people are definitely trying different strategies all the time. And VVS, I've always been interested. So you got an awesome setup and your roster is a really cool setup. Yeah, man, you should come check it out sometime. Just hit me up. Shoot me a message on Sleeper at FF Hustler 420. I mean, it's only $10 and the draft lasts about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And so you just think about that. Even like the $10 for like draft entertainment for 2 hours. I mean, dude, just that is worth it if you win no money. You know, I mean, obviously the goal is to win money, but the more that you do, the better you'll get and the more comfortable that you get, and anything's possible. All right, sounds good. VVS said, I will, man. I'm going over to Sleeper to add you now. Perfect, bro. Perfect. And these are definitely addictive. I will say that. I mean, the whole reason why I started this whole tournament, number one, because I'm addicted, you know, like there's no denying that. And number two, this is like really good draft practice before like all of your, you know, big time money leagues, you know, like a 10, this is way better than mocks, you know, I mean, mocks don't mean shit, you know, like everything is like so, it's always so far from like what the actual drafts act, you know, how they actually fall, that it's like it's not even worth it, man. It could mess you up more than it actually helps you. There may be a couple crazy strategies happening every once in a while, but people are paying money, you know, so like people aren't doing stupid stuff to waste money. I'll tell you that much. VVS, I'm in like 200 free leagues and want some deeper competition. Yeah, bro. So like these ones, I mean, they're only $10. I mean, I try to make things, you know, like relatively cheap. Like, I mean, I do have like, I'm going to be hosting two $600 leagues and two $100 leagues for like redraft. But like outside of that, a lot of the leagues that I host are like $55 or less. Because like, I feel like at this point, it's more about quantity than quality. Because the quality with all these leagues is there, you know, but I feel like you can only play in so many $100 leagues, you know, you can only play in so many like leagues that are higher than you know, than 100 or whatever. So yeah, I feel like I've always wanted to play in as many leagues as I could, and I think now I probably play in about 30 something dynasty leagues and then 15 to 20 like redraft leagues. So, you know, somewhere around 50 leagues. And all money leagues. And then, but that's why I do all these all these drafts as well, because like I'm so addicted to drafting. And if we could win some money off of doing these $10 drafts, I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And I'm winning that $10,000 this year. I got to keep throwing it out there to the universe. Did not win last year. My teams, I had 2 teams inside the top 5 in week 15. And, you know, that wouldn't have been $10,000, but that would have been like 4,000 at least if that was week 17. And man, and then my teams flopped going into week 17. I'm still pissed about that. I'm still pissed about that. Oh man. But like K2, Brown, and Crispy, pretty sure those were pretty sure. I know Crispy was second, Pretty sure K2 and Brown were also in the top 5. It was either top 5 or top 6. But yeah, so we got some heavy hitters. Dude, Cali Jam. Getting crazy over there with the IDPs, bro. Take it easy. Take it easy. Yeah, I need to get more. I only got 3 right now. And YYC said, geez, yeah, man, it's crazy. And VVS said, huge winning pots for those 600 buy-ins. Yeah, so let me see. I forget off the top of my head what it is, but and they're going to be live Vegas drafts. If anybody's interested in a live Vegas draft, definitely let me know. It's going to be August 22nd. I already got the hotel room booked. I mean, we're doing it hangover style, man. It is going to be sick. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get the bylaws for that one. Where the hell is it? Where the fuck down there? Right there. Let me just go to the league and get it. Oh, not that one. There we go. So it's 3,500 for first place. Also, there's a championship belt that's involved as well. It's a $2,000 belt. And but I know the guy who he creates wrestling belts for like a whole bunch of like indie productions, like indie wrestling companies out there. And so the belt is like $2,000, but like since I've been doing business with him for a while, he gives me a discount. We get it for 1,200. And so 100 of the $600 buy-in from everyone goes towards the belt. Second place, and the belt's all custom and like everything. It's fucking sick. And second place gets 1,000. Third place gets 500. And then best regular season record 100. Most points during the season 100. And then every single week, weeks 1 through 14, whoever scores the highest in that week gets $50. So that's an extra 700 that goes towards that throughout the season. And you could win that, more than once. I think the league didn't exist last year, the year before it did. And I think one person hit the high score like 3 times. And so they won an extra 150, like just off of that. Dang it. That had to be the round that everyone was getting running backs, huh? Not cool, man. Not cool. But yeah, dude, the $600 leagues. If anybody wants to get in who is not in, let me know. One of the leagues, you have to come to Vegas and be there for the live draft. The other one's a $600 league, but you do not have to be in Vegas. And there is going to be multiple people who are double dipping and being in both of the $600 leagues like myself. It is going to be hella fun. And we have 4 drafts that are scheduled for Vegas as of now. 2 are 600 and 2 are 100. Yeah. And let me see. Let me scroll up a little bit. But dude, round 23. We have made it to round 23. We are trucking along in this marathon here. So for anybody who does dynasty leagues, these guys might be getting drafted in different spots in dynasty leagues, but this will definitely help with like the bench, with your bench depth that you need to be grabbing. It will for sure help with that. All right. Get my Tesla in round 23. Let's go. All right. And VVS, I got your message. I locked you in over there. Responded. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff happening, dude. And I like it's tough for me to reach out to people unless I have like your cell phone number. But yeah, man, I got so many cool things going on as far as like leagues. And like if you've never done an IDP league before, like doing just I would say doing like 3 to 5 drafts. I'm not saying you're going to be an IDP expert or anything, but I bet you will shit on anybody in like a home league that has IDP or a work league that has IDP or anything like that just by doing a couple of these drafts. Like every single time I go, like I see like a fantasy creator, I always ask them 3 questions. This is how I know. And nice, VVS. I'm familiar with IDP money leagues. Oh, he said I'm familiar with IDP money leagues is new to me. Sounds good, bro. And yeah, any questions you have, let me know. I mean, one thing I will say is, I mean, even the scammers, I'm sure would say that they're a reliable source, but like you can see just by the people who are in like the YouTube chat, like it's mostly YouTube people. Like TikTok, I don't have a big following yet. There's more people on YouTube, but like you could just go into the YouTube chat and ask how long that they've been playing in money leagues with me and how much money that they've won. Like I'm not scamming people, you know, like, dude, you guys hear about that ESPN guy who's like, he got into a car crash and he had his arm like amputated or something crazy like that. But like at the same time, all this stuff was coming out in how he was scamming people with leagues and not paying people out. An ESPN employee. Like you would think that like someone who works at ESPN would be a reliable source to like join a money league with. And they said that most of his leagues were charity leagues as well. And I always tell people if it's a charity league, 9 out of 10 times they're keeping your money and just pretending. And even if they do give some to charity, they'll never let you know how much because they ain't giving 100%. Like I can tell you that. And they said that dude was like, it was like he was taking 50% for an admin fee, which I get paid for running a lot of these leagues, but definitely ain't 50%. And then it was like 30 or 40% was supposed to like go to like the charity. And then like the rest was going to like whoever got first place is what I like, kind of like the gist of what I got out of most of his leagues. And he would tell everybody that he was like only hosting like a couple leagues, but then they found out he's hosting hundreds of leagues. Can't even trust an ESPN employee, to be honest. And Tipsy, you taking Javante or ETN for Dynasty? I mean, I'm not opposed to taking both given the right draft slot, but I would take ETN higher than Javante. And if you're saying like, regardless of draft position, who I'm take like, you know, where you draft them, like, yeah, I'm just taking ETN. Burnsy, Hampton, Genty, or Barkley? I think you asked me this earlier, and I said Genty. All right, I've neglected IDP for a little bit. Let's get back into the IDP waters here. And Tipsy, yes, sir. And Joe, if you want to join, so this is a $10 draft. It's not a mock draft, but I do them every single day. And you just got to message me on Sleeper. That's the easiest way. I'm the number 2 team at FF Hustler 420. But it's only $10. It ain't a mock, but it is fun and it is very addicting. And you can do as many of these as you want. It's best ball. You draft and that's it. It's set it and forget it. And then you just watch it and make sure that you make it to the playoffs. The way you make it to the playoffs is being top 4 after week 14, just like in most other leagues. And Jay said, is this Superflex IDP? You know it, bro. That's how I get down. Yes, sir. We don't play in the single QB regular leagues. I mean, I do have those for like redraft leagues, but like this big tournament, yeah, Superflex and IDP. There's only 5 IDP spots though. So like I made it like very easy for people who've never played in IDP before. So that's one thing that I will say is like, this is kind of my way of easing people into the IDP world as well, because as of right now, I'd say maybe maybe 3 to 5% of the entire fantasy community plays in IDP leagues. And like, I'm trying to do my best to like raise that percentage just a little bit, you know. Can't even say that it would be like, you know, a percent, you know, because I maybe only get, you know, a few hundred people like into IDP for the first time per year. And, you know, it's like, feel like there's like tens of thousands of people who are finding fantasy in general, you know, per year. And Connor said pay through the app. No, it's not pay through the app on this one because we draft from February until September. So there's really no app that we could pay in where I could guarantee that people couldn't get refunds. So no, people are paying me directly for this, and it's all getting put in a safe place. And yeah, and then all the payouts happen in January. And no, VVS, there's no trades, there's no waivers, there's no ads, there's no drops. So you draft and you're drafting for the season. And I mean, that's another reason why there's so many rounds, like as well. There's 35 total rounds. And Jay said, best ball gets so addicting. I do the $1 to $5 best balls all the time. Yeah, for sure. Like I'm in Vegas, so I can't. But man, I mean, $10 if you ever want to join these with us. It's definitely a way cooler community. You know, the buy-in is obvious. The buy-in obviously not you know, not as low, but payouts are nice, more realistic to win as well. And TJ said, anyone else have no sound? I mean, I know I'm being heard on TikTok. Can anybody else not hear me on YouTube? And Connor said, how much does first and second and third get? So, well, in this is a huge tournament. So there's going to be 100 total teams that get paid out. First place is 10,000. Dang it, off the top. I know the top 5 are all winning over 1,000. I know that much off the top of my head. I don't know the exact numbers. I know second place is somewhere in the 3,000s. I feel third place is somewhere in the 2,000s, and then 4 and 5 are somewhere like 1,200 and 1,000, like somewhere like that. I might be underestimating it. And Jay said, I see League Safe used a lot on Sleeper. Seems pretty safe. Yeah, but you also like I know probably more about League Safe than everybody. And if the league is not locked, anybody can go get a return on their money. Like that's the problem. That is the problem. And so it wouldn't be okay. Brown say here's fine. Okay. All right. TJ's good. Okay, cool. And VVS, I got you. These ones are redraft. Yeah, these ones are redraft. I do host dynasty leagues, but they work different than this tournament because there is dynasty leagues that I host that are single quarterback, no defense. Super flex dynasties with no defense, and then super flex dynasties with defense. Those are like kind of the 3 styles of leagues that I host on the regular for dynasty. And Liam, what up, bro? Hey, what's going on, bro? You found me on TikTok. Let's get it. Man, who do I want to get with this pick? 26th round. All right, we're probably jumping this a little early, but let's get it. And Connor said, I've never played with defensive players. Well, one thing that I will say, there's been guys who have won money in the tournament who've never played with defense before. It might not be off their first draft that they do. I would say do 2 drafts and count those as 100% practice. Once you get like literally 1 or 2 drafts under your belt, and these are only $10, you know, it's not an insane buy-in. It's only $10, but big stakes, big prizes. And once you get a couple of those under your belt, like you'll be fine. Like researching the players, I think a lot of people think that that's really hard, but it's just like offense, man. You know, like it's all laid out in the app. VVS, I like the Superflex IDP Dynasty personally, but I like to diversify with rosters. Nice. I mean, Superflex IDP, I mean, that's the main style that I play in. I would say 90%, maybe 95% of the Dynasty leagues I play in are Superflex with IDP. Because I feel like you're not winning an accidental championship in a Superflex IDP league. I feel like there's people who luck their way into championships in offense-only leagues. Man, I don't know who I want to get here. It sucks. All right. How many IDPs do I got now? I think 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. All right. We're good. We're good. Yeah, VVS says good. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I mean, hey, Minnesota Mike on IG. Thanks, bro, for jumping in. We usually don't get a lot of people jumping in on IG. I just barely started streaming there. All right. Brown said, I waited forever on IDP. Got to finish up, do strong. Let's see. Oh, shit. You waited until round 19 to kick off IDP? Woo. Dude, yeah, man, you might be going IDP rest of the way, huh? And VVS said you're on all the social platforms. Yeah, if you go to fantasyfootballhustler.com, you'll get all my links there. But yeah, like I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, where else? TikTok. Yeah, I'm live streaming on all of those like right now. So like, yeah, YouTube's the one I've been live streaming on the longest. I started there during COVID. I barely started live streaming on TikTok like this year. Like I did a little bit last year, but I was just doing it from my phone. I finally upgraded my computer, so now it's got enough power for me to stream to all of those places at once. That was like my biggest issue, not having enough RAM to be able to do it. But now we're good. So now I'm streaming like everywhere. Round 28. These rounds are definitely important. Right? VVS and RAM is so expensive. Dude, you ain't lying, man. And yeah, I have 128 gigs of RAM on my computer now. Like it was crazy because I bought a computer with 64 gigs of RAM. It wasn't enough. I had to return it. And yeah, I had to upgrade to the 128. And now I have 2 computers that I'm using, one laptop, and then I still got my big desktop. And I feel like finally now I have enough RAM to be able to do what I need to do, because I'm not even drafting on the one that has like that I'm streaming on. Like I'm drafting on the desktop that's like behind my laptop. And I cannot wait. And I cannot wait until GTA 6 comes out, because then, dude, we're going to be I'm going to be answering Q&As and like playing GTA at the same time or some shit like that. And yeah, VVS said you got it all now, bro. If 128 isn't enough, like the first computer that I bought, dude, I think it was 16 gigs, but I also got I bought like some what the fuck, like the extended RAM or whatever, you know, the add-on RAM. And I bought, I think like, feel like it was like 60 something like gigs. Like, and I'm so glad I did it back then, because like it's almost like you can't even like get it like now. Because it's so expensive. And so like that held me from 2020 until 2026. So like that held me for almost like 7 years that I was doing it. The past year I was really pissed and like really needed to upgrade. But yeah, I finally upgraded in 2026. I'm like, this shit better last me another 5 or 6 years. It better last me another 5 or 6 years. And Tipsy said, dang, we're not hard in the garden no more. Nah, man, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, as long as TikTok doesn't cancel my account, like who cares? Like I may be restricted. Like it always restricts me, But like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't even care anymore. Like, all the people like who are like, oh, you got to say grape or PDF file or shit like that. Like, dude, those people make like $2 off of TikTok. Like, I don't care if TikTok's gonna keep my $2 because I'm smoking weed. I don't even make $2 on a lot of these streams, but they're just gonna like keep $2 versus me like not smoking. Like, just keep it. Just keep it. And so yeah, if anybody wants to support and make sure that I get paid for doing the streams, you got to throw in some gifts, and galaxies are always preferred, and VVS said, right, dude, it better. And right now, like, dude, even right now, I'm only using it's going between 16 and 20%. Like, dude, that's fine, man. I love seeing that gets me so excited to see that, like, I'm literally streaming at like max capacity, like right now to everywhere. Thanks, Crispy. And I'm still barely using 20%. Like, dude, that makes me feel so good because like last year I'm streaming and it's like it was always above like 40 or 50%, and then shit would just start lagging. I couldn't even stream in 1080p, bro. I couldn't even stream in 1080p. I felt like such a scrub, dude, having to use 720 because my computer couldn't handle it. But now we're Gucci. Everything's in 1080, and dude, it feels awesome, man. It's a really good feeling because yeah, this was no cheap computer, man. It was a $6,000 like beast, and I got a year to pay it off. Like last time, I think the computer after everything was like 4K. And like took me like 18 months. I got 18 months of like no interest, and I paid it off within the 18 months. And man, that felt so good. Cause that's like some people's car payment, but like having that computer helped me like start this whole business that I was doing. And then now this one, 6K. I only got a year to pay it off. But we're already 2 months in, fully paid. So we're good. We're good. Luckily, I paid down a lot of my credit card debt last year. That makes me feel like real good too. And because, dude, I won so much money from fantasy, and I literally put all the winnings towards my credit card debt, all of it. It was like, I think I won close to $4,000, and I used some of the money to go rebuy in to like the next ones for sure. So some of the money rolled over, but dude, I know I threw like at least like 3,000 at my credit card debt, and I knocked out like 4 credit cards. Felt awesome, man. It felt awesome. Felt like I was really adulting. And the VVS, yeah, it's going to be a good investment. That'll just keep making you money, never ending money for sure, man. For sure. I mean, dude, and I like having the laptop because like, dude, I mean, I only moved the desktop a couple times, but like it was also such a chore because it's so freaking big. I mean, the laptop's easy money in a case, and throw that in my backpack, and so yeah, so now I just feel like no matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, I could be at like full capacity with with just a backpack full of my equipment now, and that's it. VVS, and for sure you made it finally. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cali Jam, I got you first. You'll be the first grade. It definitely was like I felt like I made it because there was like multiple years like in the past where I had to rack up credit card debt, pull out money from credit cards to like literally like pay bills, and like wasn't a good feeling, but it was like either do that or get a job. Not like fuck getting a job, like I just got to keep hustling. We're going to make this work, and then it'll be a full-time gig, at one point. And 7 years later, yeah, it's a full-time gig. So yeah, it feels great. It feels great. And everybody knows who's been along on this journey. So, I mean, dude, Crispy's like one of the longest, and he's been around since COVID. And yeah, like he's seen the evolution. Yo, JD, Jared in the house. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. What up, bro? Jared also. Jared's been fucking around. Like Jared, like, dude, him and Corey, like, dude, they're like the original OGs, man. I swear, been around since like week four of the NFL season 2020. So yeah, dude, shout out to Jared. You the man. He's been around forever, man. One of the day ones, like the day one of the day ones. You the man. Yeah, there's been a lot of people who've came and gone, and Man, Jarrett, you're the man. Crispy, you're fucking awesome. And I could go down the list, but those are the guys who've been around since COVID that like day ones. These picks suck, like right here. You know, all right, we'll just get him, get some depth for my JCM. Yes. I'm going to have to jump back to IDP. It is ugly at this point. I still got a couple good picks here left, but yeah, it is ugly around these parts. How many IDPs I got? 7. All right, I still got to get 3 more. We got 5 more rounds. Probably got to get 4 more. Let's go Jalen Phillips, hurt ass. He better be back by the. Actually, I don't even care. As long as he's back by like mid-season, he's good. He's good. Bench player, anyways. Here. Dang, good pick by LJC. I was debating between Phillips and J Love and thought I might be able to get J Love next round. Nope. All right, who's smoking with me? Yeah, Jets are going to bed. Want to jump in and say hi? Yes, sir. Thanks for jumping in, bro. Shout out to the Houdat Nation.
All right, fire them up!
Woo! All right, I got to get 2 or 3 more defensive players. I feel like I'm not top heavy, so I'm probably going to have to get 3 more. Dude, thick brick. What the hell happened to him, man? I know he. Oh, I know at one point he was in here. He might have just saw the team and like, fuck it. Donated 10 to the game. Let's see. How many started? Yeah, I guess he. No. He doesn't even have a. I don't even think he has the full starting offense as of now. 8. Oh, shit. Let's see. All right, got a couple before me. VV said that you do another draft tonight. Nah, I'll only do one. My wife would get pissed at me if I did 4 hours worth of drafting per night. So, like, even if we do more than one, they both happen at the same time. All right, almost back to me. Yes, I felt that my girlfriend hates me when I'm on fantasy football too much. Yeah, I literally had to make a business out of this to make it like this isn't just a hobby that I'm avoiding her, you know? Because I swear, dude, like in the beginning of our relationship, I felt like, not felt like there was always fights around fantasy football. But then, like, once COVID came and I was like going full force with this, and like, there's no jobs anywhere. Like, dude, like I was like waiting for money from this like company that like screwed me over. And like, so I like from March until January, I didn't get paid from the company that I worked for. I'd only worked there like 2 months, like after March. And like the guy was like, man, we we can't pay you because of COVID. So he's like, yeah, just stop working. He was like, just go file for unemployment. Such bullshit. But yeah, so during that whole time, like it was like I bought the computer and I started doing stuff, and I started working on like editing and stuff, and like then I just started going live. Like I started a Patreon, and I was going live, and I was just answering questions, and it got monetized on YouTube in like 11 weeks, I think 11 or 12 weeks. And yeah, then from there I was going live even more, and I'm like, leave your super chats and you're gonna get your questions answered right away. And like I was just smoking weed the whole time and answering questions, and I'd be live for sometimes like 5-6 hours a day, and like as long as I was making money, I was good. And at one point she was like, who do you think you are? You're just like smoking weed and talking about fantasy football and people are paying you? I was like, yeah, kind of. And she's like, okay. And Brown said James Conner as your second. You only got 2 RBs. New strategy I haven't seen done. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I feel like. I feel like he auto drafted like his first 15 rounds, came in, and then looked at the team. I was like, fuck it, I'll just get in tomorrow's or something. And VVS has such a vibe, man. I love to be doing that. Yeah, and it ain't easy, man. Like I may make it look easy, and people may just think I'm like a dumb stoner, but like literally, like I like being 40, like now I have 30 years of sales experience, probably like 25 years of marketing experience. I mean, even counting before COVID, like I'd already had like at least 5 or 6 years experience of like running my own business. May have been an illegal weed business, but it was a business nonetheless. And like it's so awesome that like now I just smoke weed and my whole life is like fantasy football. And Lalo Lyle, he said, where's Kadarius Toney?
Man, fuck Tony.
And VVS said, I really respect and inspired by hearing that. Thanks, bro. If you go search, I mean, there's one interview that I did on the Ian Bick podcast. And if you go search Ian Bick, Alex Marino, you'll find it. And that gives like, I wouldn't say my whole backstory, but it gives like a really decent amount of like my backstory. All right, I got 2 more picks left. Did I get to I think I got to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I got my 10 IDP. Probably got to get another one, but man, it's like so ugly. Like I don't even know like who should be picked out of these offensive guys. It's all trash. And VVS said, I'll have to look it up for sure then. Yeah, definitely. And if you can't find it, it's like, actually, you know what? I could probably even just find it on YouTube, and I'll message you on Sleeper because you just messaged me there. I should have this saved somewhere. I don't know why I don't. Oh man, what the hell? It doesn't even come up when I like type that in. There it is. I had to type in fantasy football hustler and then it came in. We'll just throw it in. We'll throw it in everywhere there. If you haven't seen that interview, go watch it. I'll definitely be definitely going to be doing more interviews. And is that Elaine said 9 what? I was talking about offensive versus defensive players. All right, there we go. Got an offensive player. Let's see where Dave goes. VVS, just copy it. Watch it when you wrap things up. Sounds good. We're gonna do a couple draft grades after this. That's another fun thing about like doing these drafts. Like, you know, the draft grades are just for fun. You know, like on any of the other platforms. Okay. And Chef Chunky said ripping bowls and filling holes on the draft board. You know it, bro. Shout out to Colin, who just joined as well. Yeah, we're about to smoke a bowl right now. I just got to message these two people back. Been drafting for 2 hours and just totally forgot to message these people back. All right. Okay. And Yona, what up? All right, VVS said he's lighting up. Let's go. Let's fire it up, baby.
All right. Fire them up.
And Victor said, what's best ball? So best ball is usually a low stakes buy-in tournament. Well, at least the way that I do it, it's a low stakes buy-in, high winnings and high payouts for like the tournament. You draft and it's set it and forget it. There's no ads, there's no drops, there's no trades. And you usually do this. You usually do that in addition to the in addition to all the regular drafts. And and Chef Chunky, he said the Super Chronics hat is legendary. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. This is from Grassroots. Yeah, I don't even rock like sports hats like anymore. I used to only rock like San Diego Padre hats with like the SD on it when I was living in SD. And like now all I wear like, you know, weed and lifestyle like brand hats. And it's usually just as Grassroots, man. I love their hats. They're so sick. And a lot of it is so not necessarily just because of like the inside of the hat, but they have like every like inside of the hat has its own like design and shit also. All right. Cali Jam is first. And VVS said the inside's legendary. Yeah, man. It's like I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Robert Graham, but like that's like my favorite like shirt designer, like long sleeve shirt, like dress shirt. And yeah, man, he's always got like some cool shit on like the inside of the cuffs or like, you know, some random like fucking random affirmations like on like the inside of like the shirt. It's yeah. And there's a little stash spot like in here. Like it's not on what's it called? It's not big enough for like weed. Like it had to be a really small bag of weed, but yeah, but it's a stash spot nonetheless. All right. Chef Chunky said, fire up the burner, boys. Here we go. Here we go.
Hold up. Smoke weed every day.
Mary J.
And VVS said unique stuff. You don't see it a lot. No. And I've always kind of felt like a peacock to where I liked bright clothes and shit like that. And like I went to the Cannabis Cup one year and like I just remember seeing this hat that was so fucking dope. Just like the different colors and then having the shit on the inside and everything. And I was hooked, man. I was hooked. Like, even though, I mean, all the hats are like, I mean, unless you catch it on like some kind of sale, I mean, they're usually like $40 hats, but I mean, to me, it's worth it. But like, yeah, that's why I'd never buy like a sports hat. That's why I'd never buy like a sports hat or anything anymore, because it's gonna be like the same amount of money, and like I'm not even rocking with any teams like that. Like, fuck those teams. And yeah, VVS at Cannabis Cup. I love that. Yeah, I've been to my fair share of Cannabis Cups, and dude, I met a lot of cool people there, like Paul Wall, John Sally, Burner. Damn it, I'm trying to think. I know there's someone else like off the top of my head that I met there that was super cool. But yeah, man, I love the Cannabis Cups. I mean, dude, not really, what they used to be, but still fun. And Chef Chunky, 40 for a unique piece is worth it for sure. Said plus you get years out of hats. Yeah, definitely, because I don't rock the set. Like, I don't know. I like pretty much like every season I buy like 4 or 5 hats that I put into the rotation. And like, there's gonna be some that I go outside with and get dirty and shit. And so like, those ones don't make it. They don't make it to the next season. But yeah, I got 3 my hats from the 2025 season. I got like 3 dope ones like still in the rotation, and I got a huge like hat collection, but I got to go back and see like which ones are worthy to pull out and wear on the streams again. All right, one more bowl, then Cali Jams. Anybody else want a grade? That's also why I was killing time, because right now it's only Cali Jam who said that they want a grade. But here we go. Let's fire it up.
You want to get high? We gonna get high? Just let me get high.
All right. Dang it. And people keep messaging me too. All right. Sounds good, Brown. He'll be after Cali Jam. He said the tally clip is gold. I have so many drops. I need an excuse to use them.
You want to get high? You want to get high? Just let me get high.
For you wrestling fans.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Roll a fatty for this pimp daddy.
For you Mac Dre fans. For you Cat Williams fans.
Well, why is it sparkling then? Why is it sparkling?
Whew. All right. Let me answer these couple questions really quick. Not questions, just respond. I appreciate whoever is hitting the like button on TikTok, because we need more. And if we get someone throwing in a super chat or a galaxy on TikTok, anything like that, what super chat on YouTube, galaxy on TikTok, I'll take a fat ass like dab. All right. Chef Chunky said, bro, you read my mind. I was like, he needs some Cat Williams sparklers clips, bro. I love that one.
Well, why is it sparkling then? Why is it sparkling?
That was always the fun. Why is it sparkling? Why is it sparkling? But no, I got a whole small library of Cat Williams. Check this out.
Just hit the blunt one time. I got shit to do today. What the fuck? Y'all should have bought a Honda. This shit right here. If your life is fucked up, you need weed. Weed is put on this earth for niggas on the struggle, niggas on the grind. There is a chemical in weed that's called bucket. Have to be careful, because weed is getting stronger every 2 weeks.
And VVS said wax smoker too. Awesome. Hell yeah, man. I got the Dr. Dabber 2.0. Yes, sir. Love it.
Don't give me that shit about it's a drug. It ain't no motherfucking drug. I done the research. It's just a plant. It just grow like that. And if you should happen to set it on fire, there are some effects. Some of y'all just need to smoke some weed and see if it don't help the quality of your motherfucking life.
And Chef Chunky said this shit right here. I mean, that's the funniest.
This shit right here.
And then if we got to go wrestling, if I got to get crazy.
What?
Oh, fuck yeah. Cali Jam coming through with the $10 super chat on YouTube. All right, dude. I already got the bowl in my hand, so we're going to do the bowl. But where's the dabs? All right. Got the dabs. Got the dab tool. Get ready. Get ready. It is coming. Cali Jam just made it be a little longer before his grade, but we're keeping the party going. And whoever is hitting the like button on TikTok, I appreciate you. We're about to be at 6,000. And let me just tell you, my whole goal with live streaming and stuff, it was always to, like, you know, try to build a business and make money and stuff. But like my number one goal was not making money. My number one goal was finding my fantasy football weed people, bro. My fantasy football weed people. Like that was always my number one goal, because like, dude, for you guys, if you guys don't know on TikTok, like Ricky Williams, like, dude, me and Ricky Williams are friends. I can say that. Like, dude, it's fucking awesome, man. And it's because of the weed and football connection too. He was like, man, I love what you're doing. Like, I got to get him into a fantasy league. It's you know, who knows if it's ever going to happen, but I know like one of the terms that I use, and, you know, like haven't trademarked or anything, but have t-shirts and idplife.com and shit like that. Yeah, IDP Life. And we were watching a Monday Night Football game with them after this event, and there was an interception to end the game, and he like comes in from the other room and he's like, IDP Live. Woo. All right, we're packing up this dabberoo. VVS said Ricky's such a cool guy in interviews. Yeah, dude. And if you go to my channel, like, you could go, like, I got like 5 or 6, I think, Ricky Williams interviews on my channel. Yeah, if you just type in Ricky Williams fantasy football hustler on YouTube, you'll get like a string of interviews. He's been on the channel, I think, like a half a dozen times. Yeah, I need to get him back on sometime soon. And Cali Jam said, up in the 2 QBs, the 2 QBs to a B. All right, let's see. Hold on, let's pack up this dabberoo. All right, this one's empty. I know I have like 3 or 4 containers here, and like 2 of them are empty, I think. Let's see, where do we got the dabs at? Let's see, where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, yep. Grab the ones that were empty. Here we go. Now I got the good one. And I said, sick, man. The Ricky Williams. And you know what's so funny? So he's an astrologist, where he you know, the stars and reading all that. And I, like, when he kind of first started, I bought one of his readings. I think it was like $300, but you could do it in person. And like, I lived like right by his high school that he played in. And he said it was so trippy. Like, when he came over to the house, he's like, dude, he's like, I'm driving up here. And he's like, the girl I lost my virginity to, she lived like right over there. Like the next street over. He was like, dude, this unlocks so many like core memories for me. So it's super cool. Super cool. And yeah, man. Now I think he only does, I don't even think he does them in person like anymore. I think he only does them like virtually or whatever. And so it's cool because it was like right at the beginning, and he was like doing an appearance in San Diego. And so that's why he was like able to do it in person. And Kalen, what up? He said, Unc reminiscing. You already know we're about to do a fat dab. Here we go. And VVS, that's a cool fact I didn't know, right? Yeah. Yeah. Ricky Williams went to Patrick Henry High School, and I lived, when this happened, I lived like, I don't know, maybe a mile or two, like away from that school, but like right in that neighborhood. So that was pretty cool. Corey in the house. He said, I remember when you interviewed Grant, Coe, and Rank. He said, the beginning of your career. Dude, I got so many cool interviews. It was a lot easier to get people to do interviews during COVID. Yeah, astronomy. It said astrology. Astronomy. Yeah. Oxygen. Dude, that was perfect timing. Chef Chunky, we just hit 10K likes on TikTok. Woo! Evan said TikTok just pulled the clip and it's horrible. Fuck. If I remember, I'll go delete it. Why was it horrible, though? Woo! Oh, man. Woo!
Kind of grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
Oh. Whoo! Evan said you got to see it. All right, let's go see. Oh. Let's see. Damn it. Where did it? Yeah. No. How the hell do I delete that? Yeah, why can't it give us songs that are like more the vibe of what we're doing here? And Corey said, got to bring those back for another round. Someone like that. Yeah, definitely. Someone else in the fantasy industry. Yeah. And he said, new look with the beard. Yeah, I pretty much what happened. Pretty much what happened is I shaved off a little too much. And, we're starting over, going back to the beginning. And Chef Chunky said TikTok just pulls clips willy-nilly. Yeah, and it's something that I could turn off. But, it's just content that goes up. But, I mean, if it's going to be like, I don't know, they're going to have like stupid like music like that. Like, I don't know. Just, yeah. I don't even want to have that shit on there. Whoo! All right. Cali Jam. Here we go. Corey says your tolerance at an all-time high since you smoke every day. Well, I guess, the thing is I would say that I'm smoking on a normal basis, like B+ or A- grade. That's because I know what A++, is. And so I would say on a normal basis, I'm smoking that type of tier. And so like, I feel like it is at a high tolerance for that. But you guys could see when I'm coughing and shit, it's like, even when you have a high tolerance, it's got to smoke bigger bowls or actually just like take a fat rip. And, like tolerance almost doesn't matter. And I'm not doing dabs all the time. Like that, I think you might have came in right when I was like taking a fat ass dab because of Cali Jam throwing in his his super chat, you the man, Cali Jam. And yeah, like if I was smoking dabs all day, I probably couldn't even smoke weed. But like that's also why I don't like smoke dabs all day, because I don't want my tolerance to like get to that level. All right. Cali Jam with the QBs, Herbert and Goff. I mean, to me, Herbert's like B plus and Goff's like a B. All right. You know, for your contributions, we're going to say B plus on that, because I was teetering, you know, but when I'm feeling in a good mood, you know, we can bump it up. RBs, Derrick Henry, Kyren, and Kenny Gainwell.
Oh my God! They killed Kenny! You bastards!
I'm going to say a B plus for that. Kenny Gainwell is just, yeah, he's not he's not going to bring down the average there, I'd say. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Devonta Smith, Scary Terry, Mike Evans, and put the tight ends in there. Kraft. Man, that's solid also. I'm going to say a B plus for that as well. I don't think it's got enough firepower to be at an A minus, but yeah, B plus. And man, you're correct, man, about pretty much everything you said here. Let's see the IDP. Brooks, Olakun, Dodson.
Well, obviously,
and Cashman and Eric Wilson. Man, I mean, that's fire, man. I think I'm going to say that's an A minus for IDP. Sounds good, Crispy. And said you have to smoke good weed, not trash. Exactly. Because as long as you're smoking good weed, it really doesn't matter what your tolerance is, unless you're like someone who, like I said, you only dab and that's it. And like, it's because the dabs is like, I don't know. That's like, I'd say the equivalent of like someone just taking shots instead of like, you know, drinking beer. Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay. So, dude, I mean, B plus, and then A minus. Dude, so that's up 5. So that's a 90. A minus. All right. Hey, you drafted a really solid team for being number 12. That's for sure. Okay, Brown. You still around, Brown? I know it took forever to get here. We got Hurts and Malik. I mean, to me, Hurts is like a B plus and Malik's like a C plus. So, man, I think, I mean, it's teetering between a B and a B minus is what it is. Because of Cali Jam, I guess I'm feeling in the grade up part of this. So we'll call it a B. You can thank Cali Jam for that. And then with the hold on one second, guys. Someone's messaging me about the app, and I got to message them what to do in the step of the troubleshooting. Okay. Running backs. All right, Brown's there. Walker, Bucky, Jalen, and Harvey. So this one's kind of tough because, I mean, I got Walker as a B plus guy. But then Bucky, Man, he's kind of like a B at best, but then Warren and Harvey, I think, are like C+ and C guys. I think I'm going to call that a B- for the running backs. And wide receivers, JSN, AJ Brown, but then it drops Watson and Pierce. I mean, JSN obviously an A. AJ Brown to me is like a B+ guy. But Watson and Pierce, man, we're talking about B- and C+ like type guys. I'm going to say a B+ total. I never moved it back up. My bad. Okay. So we got a B, a B-, and a B+. B, B-, and B+. Where's your IDP? Starts with Hunter. Way down here. Hunter, Jeffrey Simmons, Drew Tranquill, Latu, Mac Wilson. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mac Wilson would be the last. Whew. That's rough. I mean, Daniil Hunter's like a B+ guy to me. Simmons probably like a B-. Tranquill's like a C+. Latu C+. Mac Wilson. I feel like Mac Wilson's a B-. Like as long as he comes back and like, you know, isn't shit after the injury. Like he's solid. But all in all, man, I'm gonna have to call that a B- for the IDPs because it's not horrible, but it's definitely not top heavy. But that you already know. Okay, so it was a B, a B-, B+, and then a B-. So that's down 1. That's an 84. 84. No, am I wrong about that? Hold on. B, B-, B+. Yeah, and then B- down 1. Yeah, 84. A B. All right, let's see. Crispy, oh man. I feel like Crispy drafted really bad today. Like I was watching him and I was like laughing at him because like I've seen way better out of Crispy. That's for sure. And Mac, you got to deal with us, Wilson. Yeah, dude, if he comes back, because he was doing so good. Like he was one of like the pickups like that I kept mentioning for a few weeks at the beginning of the season for the redraft. Like every single week I'll do a video for the redraft IDP section. And yeah, dude, he was putting up big time numbers at the beginning of the season before he got hurt. Well, before he got injured, because then he just was done for the year. All right. I mean, Crispy kind of lucked out with Josh Allen getting him where you did because he usually doesn't like drop that far. But dude, then Darnold. I mean, Darnold in the 6th. I mean, that's not horrible. But dude, Rodgers in the 7th. Man, that's horrible.
What?
I said it's horrible.
What?
It sucks.
What?
You shouldn't have did it.
What?
You're freaking crazy.
What?
Man, I mean, because of Allen, we'll call that. I feel like we'll call it like a B- because of Allen. Maybe even a C+. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, it might be a C+. Running backs. I mean, you spent all your money on the running backs. You went Barkley, ETN, and Henderson, and then Rico Dowdle all the way at the end. I mean, dude, I can't hate on it too much. I mean, it's a bunch of like mid-level guys that you gotta hope like do good. I mean, I'll call that a B. I mean, we'll be nice to your running backs. It's because we're gonna be so mean to your wide receivers. Like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking?
Who is this Rudy Poo? Know your role and shut your mouth. Now lay the smack down on your candy ass.
We're just gonna have to play this for you early, Crispy. T. Higgins, Brian Thomas, and Crispy said, but there's one problem.
But there's one problem. Everybody still thinks that I absolutely suck.
Dude, T. Higgins, Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf. Why are you drafting DK Metcalf in the 9th round? Kittle in the 11th. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Like, what is going on? Snoop. Snoop DeWhoop, yes.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Las Vegas.
I am live, baby. What up, Snoop DeWhoop? We just finished the draft. I'm doing some grades, and we're talking some crap around around Crispy's team. And VVS said, sounds like you're hating his team. Yeah, and you know, for those who don't know, it's a little bit of a shtick. I always talk shit about Crispy's team. That's why I said, give me my F. Dude, let's smoke it up, bro. Another bowl is about to come. Another bowl is coming. Yeah, man, that's ugly, dude. It's fucking ugly. Like, dude, T. Higgins is your best. Like, that's horrible. Like, I want T. Higgins as my number 2, maybe even my number 3 in certain scenarios. And yeah, Brian Thomas, I mean, flop city. DK Metcalf, now with Pittman coming over there, he's done. But like, everybody else drafts DK Metcalf in the 11th round. Like, why are you drafting him in the 9th round? George Kittle, I mean, it could be worse. But I mean, dude, since you drafted him, he's probably going to get hurt again. And Brian said, grade my slow draft. He said, I'm fucking smoking. let me know what number, and I'll pull it up after Crispy. Yeah, dude, that's ugly, man. Like, maybe a C. Like, dude, that's even me being generous. Like, for that one, that's ugly. And man, you better not have messed up on your IDP, man. That could ruin everything here. Sherwood, N'Kobe Dean, Devin Bush, D Winters in the 17th round. Come on, bro. Buda Baker. Oh man, I can't hate on Buda. But like, Buddha's in your top 5, that's not good. Like, dude, he should be a bench player. You drafted him in the 21st round. That should be a bench player, like right there. Dude, I mean, you were on a roll with your first 3, and D Winters and Buda Baker, like, as starters. Oh, come on, man. I'll say a B- for that. And all in all, I think this kind of comes down. I mean, you're getting a 69, Crispy. That's what you're getting.
69, dudes.
That's a big D, man. That is a big D right there. So do the 193. It's not done yet, though. Well, see, when I do these, I just do the starters. Let's see. I don't know if you got all your starters for defense, but you definitely got all your starters for offense. If you don't, your team sucks. Let's see. Where the hell are you? Snoop DeWhoop. All right. Joe Burrow, Baker. That's solid, man. I'd say, to me, Joe Burrow's in A. Baker's probably a B+. Maybe he's teetering. Actually, Baker's probably a B. So it's either an A- or a B+. And I usually grade down, so we're gonna do that. So that's gonna be a B+. Running backs: A-Chain, Breece Hall, Judkins. I mean, that's solid. I'm gonna say B+. B+. And Brown said, do mine in 193. Sounds good. And someone throw me a super chat. Keep me going with the dabs, man. Let's keep the vibes up. Crispy's the only one who gets shit on, and it's because it makes his team do better somehow. Crispy's teams get some chips on their shoulder after I talk shit about him. I wonder if one of the I can't remember. I have it all written down, but like I wonder if like the team that you got second place in, Crispy, that I ripped it to shreds last year and just got such a chip on its shoulder that it like won all the money back. Let's see. So yeah, that's a B plus for the running backs. Wide receivers, Nico, Devontae at the 7-10, McLaurin, Fannin, and Lemon. I mean, that's either a B or a B plus. Brown, you the man. We're getting a dab going right after this, right before your grade. Yeah, that's the secret, guys. You want me feeling really good before your grades? Super chat brings a dab, and yeah, the wall comes down a little bit. I think I'm gonna give it a B. Let's see, where's the IDP kick in at? It was Zaire Franklin, Zach Bond, Brian Branch, Spillane, and Bayard. It's pretty solid. I mean, it's top heavy with Franklin and Bond. Branch, I mean, man, I hope he comes back, like normal. He's coming back from a big injury, though. Spillane's good. Bayard might have just been too early on Bayard. I try not to pick DBs super early because the linebackers just as a whole, it's like easier for them to score a lot more points, just as a whole. Not saying that these guys can't do good, but that's just me. I am going to say I think it's still a B plus. Still a B plus though, and it's because of your three linebackers it's because of 3 linebackers there. So let's see. And he said, facts, good advice for sure. And I want people at their best. Like, there's some people that keep the advice. That's why we do the grades, like, I mean, it's all fun when I make fun of Crispy. Like Crispy doesn't need good advice. Like he fucking got second place last year. Talk shit about his teams. Everybody else, like, I give little advice where I can, and I don't know, take it or leave it because I still haven't won, this tournament. I'm trying hard this year. Last year I had a specific type of team that I was drafting, and then I ended up being wrong about it. So like I stuck to like a certain style of league a certain style of draft, and it ended up being wrong. My teams were good in week 17, but they failed in week 17. So, so to me, it was a failure, just like going with that strategy. So this year I'm being a little bit more water. I'm just, just being more fluid with everything, not getting stuck in like a certain type of like draft or guys that I have to draft. So let's see how this all shaped out. So it was a B plus, a B plus, a B, and then a B plus. So that's up 3, and so that's 88. 88.
Good night, future boy.
It worked.
88 miles per hour. Man, that's a solid B plus. Like right there. Anything above 87 is a B plus. So solid. All right. Let me highlight Brown's team here. And dabs are coming. Here we go. Crispy said I should have took Tony at the 12-5.
Man, fuck
Tony. Cali Jam said I saw Branch could miss significant time, might not be back till mid-late season. Yeah, for sure. And that's why, if you draft him, you just want to make sure you draft like one extra guy than you'd planned. And I would just try to get him later, I'll try to get him later. Snoop de Whoop, yes, sir. And PJ said, has she heard about the Egyptian soccer team that they lost because they decided to use Kadarius Toney at the left wing?
Man, fuck Tony.
So funny, bro. That was what it was, huh? Didn't they? I heard the story that they were up by 2 goals with like 15 minutes to go, and they lost. That's insane. That is insane. All right, Brown, gonna pack this up. Okay. VVS that Tom Brady tweeted and it said about he said it was a better comeback than his 28-3. Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, I would just say, like, if I would say most people, including professionals, would say it's almost impossible to come back 0-2 with like down by 2 goals with 15 minutes left. I mean, that just seems insane. Like, you need so much to go right in that little amount of time. And PJ said, man, no news. I said, no clue news to me. I tried to watch USA game yesterday. I was bored out of my mind. Yeah, it was on in the background for me. I wasn't like paying attention the whole time. And I think even like my son like took my attention when like the 2 goals like happened like back to back, one for USA and then one for whoever the hell they played. Yeah, just football, it doesn't do it for me. I mean, almost even watching a single like football, game almost doesn't do it for me as well. Like, I'm used to like watching like, 5 to 8 games at a time during the Sunday stretch. 2 to 4 games during the second half stretch. Yeah, Belgium. Fuck waffles. I don't even want waffles no more. Damn it. And the Belgian dip, not doing it anymore. Not doing it anymore. All right. Yeah, Tom Brady, one thing that I saw that he was talking about, he was like, how come these soccer refs, they got the little cameras and stuff on it? He was like, when's the NFL gonna do some stuff like that? Yeah, red zone. But even that, like the way that I'm doing it, I have two Fire Sticks like connected to my 2 TVs, and so I got 4 games on each TV during the Sunday when we got the 8 games. And like now that I got my second computer, if we got a 9th game, I'll be able to stream it there. Brown, cheers to you, bro. Marty said muscles from Brussels, John Claude Van Damme. Only good thing from Belgium. Oof. Woo! Whew. Sounds good, PJ. We'll catch you later, brother. Snoop said he's coughing too. Hell yeah, bro. Woo, that was a big one. To cough like that in 2020, people running out of your way. Work like a charm. Bro, I used to love doing that. Like I'd always like we lived like where we lived, we had a gate around, and so we were always like in the front yard and stuff. But just anytime people would walk by, I would just cough like hella loud, and you'd see them like start running. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Whew. Here we go. So Brown, Lamar, Mahomes in the 5th, Kyler Murray in the 6th. I mean, that's really good for the QBs. I'm going to say A for the QBs. I mean, fringing on an A plus, but we're going to call that an A. Running backs, who is ugly. ETN, Manning guy, and JCM. And Krosky. I mean, I see that you got a couple extras like Rashad White. Like he kind of makes up for it, like a little bit, getting him in the 12th round. Like dude, the draft that we just did right now, I think he went like the seventh round, so went pretty early. Man, I'm gonna say like, cause even ETN, I mean, dude, he's like, I feel like he's a B. Like him and like Hall kind of start like the B tier of like guys. And like Manning guy C, Krosky C, Rashad White maybe C plus, potential B minus. I think I'm gonna say C plus total for the running backs there. And wide receivers, I mean, exact opposite. Chase and Rice, Igbuka, Watson. Yeah, I mean, that's fire. I'm gonna. To me, Rice is still like is up there. Like, I mean, he's still kind of a high B plus guy. Like to me, man, this is either an A minus or a B plus, and I think I'm gonna give it an A minus. Yeah. Let's see the IDPs. All right, Cashman, Lloyd, Dotson. Man, I mean, dude, the rounds that you got these guys in is awesome. The Kobe Dean in the 20th, dude. Simmons in the 24th, dude. Highsmith in the 27th. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. I'm gonna call it an A minus. Is really solid, really solid. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons brings it down a little bit. I feel like all the other 4, they're either A or A minus guys. Yeah, that's solid. Let's see how it all shaped out. So said A minus, it's up 2. C plus, so that's down 2, so that evens it up there. And then A minus for the wide receivers, right? Is that what I said? I think I said A minus. And then an A minus for the IDP. So that's up 4 total. So that's an 89. 89 for the starters there. And dude, jealous because like I wasn't in this one, and like, dude, you swooped on like a lot of those IDP guys like really late. Because yeah, I mean Dotson going a lot of, I mean all 4 of those guys. I mean, maybe not Cashman, like maybe Cashman's the only one who like you drafted, like who like actually goes like in that round. But everybody else, Lloyd goes earlier, Dotson goes earlier, Dean goes earlier. I mean, I don't know. You took Jeffrey Simmons like way earlier today. I mean, that's still like crazy 24th round that you got him in. Whew. All right. Time to shut her down. Appreciate you guys rocking. Yes, TikTok was super lit today. 17,000 likes. Hell yeah. And appreciate you guys coming through over there. And yeah, many more. All right, we'll see you guys later on TikTok. And then everybody else, appreciate you guys. Another draft. I already posted the link. And yeah, let's go get in it. Let's try to fill multiple drafts. Yeah, let's do it. Peace out, guys.